Hello again, Libra. It's May 2016. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. And you know, you either follow in the footsteps of others, and that's okay for a while, or you slowly develop your own skills and carve your own path in life. And right now, with 3 planets, including your ruling planet Venus, moving through the 8th house, the house of invention, innovation, creativity, deep spiritual awareness, you have the opportunity to start carving that path. But that takes a lot of courage. You know, a lot of people aren't able to do that. By the 7th, when we see the full moon also joining that procession of planets, you have an insight, the ability to look into yourself and to find that what I'd call the gem within yourself. A gem that is unique to you, that gives you the opportunity to realize your dreams. The courage component comes from the fact that, you know, we're creatures of habit, and we tend to rely on the conditioning that's come before. So stepping out of your usual way of doing things is particularly important now if you are to really fulfill your destiny. Mercury, the planet that has to do with your spirituality, the 12th house of your horoscope, is transiting in retrogression right now. So there could be a sense of loss or unfulfillment in what it is you're doing, for precisely the reason that I've just mentioned. We see that your communication style is a little bit stifled now, and that's going to continue to be the case up until August as a result of the what we call an inimical conjunction of Mars and Saturn. These 2 planets are not friendly. They are also both in retrogression along with that Mercury. Actually, we see Pluto also retrograde, Jupiter also retrograde, a lot of planets moving in that apparent backward motion, and making it difficult for you to feel as if you can achieve what it is you want right now. Now, while these retrograde planets are doing their thing, it's the perfect time to trace back your steps over what you've done. You know, I used to be a salesman many, many years ago, and if I actually lost a sale to a competitor, you know, of course, we're all human beings and we don't like to lose. But rather than just moving on and going to the next client, I would always go back and ask the client, look, what is it I did wrong here? You know, what was it in my pitch or the product, presentation, whatever, the pricing that was not to your liking? You know, mostly people will tell you where you went wrong. In fact, there were cases where, you know, I'd go back and the client would tell me what I did wrong, and I'd start to rebuild that sale. Not always, but in some cases I was able to get the sale and win it back. But in life as well, you need, for example, in relationships, you need to understand where it is you're going wrong. If you've, for example, broken up in a relationship, or you've had some problems with someone at work, yeah, usually you move on from that. But it's not a bad idea, and that's why I'm saying these retrograde planets give you the perfect opportunity to go over old ground, find out what it is that you've done wrong, how you can improve that. These are all the ways forward for you right now, Libra. If you can do that, then you're in a better position to capitalize on the future opportunities that are coming. The full moon takes place in your 3rd house of communication, where we see the Mars and Saturn conjunction, that rather narky conjunction of opposing forces, contraction and expansion, aggression and withdrawal. How you deal with that may not be clear to you until we see the full moon there on the 22nd, which incidentally coincides with the forward motion of Mercury. And that planet will shortly move into your 9th house, which has to do with your higher education, learning, and maybe for some of you, some travels. So that's an excellent transit to look forward to. It's sort of a double transit. Looking at your ruling planet, Venus, we see some other aspects there. Let me just run through them quickly for you without being too chronological. We see the conjunction to the Sun on the 9th. On the 9th as well, there's a sextile to Neptune. That's, I guess, creatively and spiritually good, but the movement near the Sun is not so good. That it's called combustion. So your health may suffer a little bit of a problem there. The other area of the zodiac is that 8th house, which is shared resources. So be careful of your money at that time, because there may be some concerns or worry, and your health may actually be linked to some debts or loans that you're not able to service, or maybe some pressure on others expecting you to help them out at that time. The simple answer to that is no. Where are we here? Let's have a look here. Most of them are good aspects. The trine aspect to Jupiter. We mentioned Jupiter there in your 12th house, which is a spiritual sector, showing also the reflective side, I guess the retrospective consideration of where you've gone wrong, how you could have improved things, how you could have done things differently. So that's also an excellent aspect. Triangular aspect to Pluto on the 14th, so that's on the 11th and the 14th. So 5 days between the 9th and the 14th, you have the opportunity there to maybe not allow the financial things to get you down as heavily as they otherwise might, and to maybe improve your exercise regime and your diet too, to strengthen your physical resilience. There's another important aspect here I haven't mentioned, which is the stationary direct movement of Jupiter in the 12th house. That's particularly important because it refers to this 3rd house of travels. It's in the house of spirituality, but it's also a house of long distance travels. So you might find yourself being in a better position to journey at this time. Any holidays that you've postponed may be back on the agenda. So that's something to look forward to, and maybe a way of short-circuiting some of these Mars and Saturn energies that are bothering you quite a bit. That full moon in the 3rd house also gives you a whole new capacity to communicate your feelings and to sort through some of the problems of being stifled by others, perhaps in your work or even in your personal relationships. Changing your style, as I said to a couple of the other star signs today, learning the art of reading non-verbal communication is something you might want to study as well. Hope to have your company here next month. Do take care. Look in on astrology.com.au for more information on the coming month and year. And for those of you wanting personal services, I'm there along with our other associates to be of as much help as we can. Bye for now.